was told that Pontiac, for example, as I said, became a believer in the vision of Neiman, and he also, prior to the 1764 Treaty of Niagara, he went to the Sheikh tent to ask for direction, and it was said the Great Turtle spoke to him and told him that he shouldn't participate in this treaty signing. And the Treaty of Niagara, he didn't go. He didn't participate. In his place, Menemene, an Ojibwe Anishinaabe leader from Michilimackinac, went in his place and negotiated a treaty with the European at that place. Tecumseh as well, went to the Sheikh tent. He went to the Midday Lodge, seeking direction, and was told in the lodge that the lodge itself, because it was a place of peace, couldn't sanction going to war. But what the Medewan Lodge did was sanction division and agree with the vision of Lalawisika, because Lalawisika's vision was spiritual. So that's what Tecumseh used ceremony and the lodge for, as an example. Shingwak, on the other hand, was Wabano, and he was also Medewan, and was also seen as one of the great. He was a great leader, but he was also a medicine person of great renown, because he was Wabano and he was Medewan, and he used dreams. He used the ability to shape shift. And to be able to travel and to be able to see things that, the physical eye, that we come to take for granted. That when you see things, we can only see with our physical eye. But Shingwak was able to use, the spiritual vision and the spiritual light to see things, and to travel to different places, and to, as I said, to shapeshift into different forms, and so that he would be able to travel throughout. So these three leaders, and they had at their disposal, at their beck and call, the Three Fires Confederacy, which was made up of the Ojibwe, the Odawa, and the Potawatomi. And the Ojibwe, Anishinaabe being the eldest brother, were the keepers of the water drum, and also the keepers of the Midday Lodge and the teachings. The Odawa, and there's I'll just talk generally about what is written about these nations, and then I just want to share something as well that I heard that is a little different than what is generally talked about. The Odawa in Anishinaabe means purchase. So the Odawa people, the Odawa Anishinaabe people, were seen as the traders, the merchants, and just let me step back a bit. The Ojibwe Anishinaabe were they were the keepers of the spiritual knowledge of the ceremony and of the launch and of the water drum. The Odawa Anishinaabe were responsible for the economic well-being of the Confederacy. So most times they traded with the with other Anishinaabe nations. They traded with the European nations, and so therefore they were generally seen as the nation responsible for maintaining the economic well-being of the Confederacy. The Potawatomi Anishinaabe were seen were the keepers of the sacred fire, and in essence were the nation responsible for maintaining and protecting the sovereignty of the Confederacy as a whole. Now, I have to be careful in terms of when I say they were responsible for protecting and maintaining the sovereignty of the Confederacy, but because all of that responsibility rested with each of the three nations. Now, within the Confederacy, the Ojibwe were seen as the eldest brother. The Odawa were seen as the middle brother, and the Potawatomi Anishinaabe obviously were the youngest brother. So the Confederacy saw itself within the context of family. I mentioned that there was another story that I really valued, and I really saw the importance of it as well, and that was shared by Pine Shulman from south. I think he was from Ashiganing, the land that has everything, Michigan. Anyways, but he shares that the Ojibwe, the term itself, Ojibwe, is actually Ojibwe, which in Anishinaabe means to write. So, within the context of responsibility, the Ojibwe had the responsibility for safekeeping the birch bark scrolls, and they were responsible for the pictographs, and also responsible for the rock paintings, because the rock paintings, pictographs, and the scrolls told the stories. So they were the Ojibwe Anishinaabe were therefore responsible for maintaining the records, the history of our people. Also, the Odawa, he has another interesting interpretation which I value as well, which I say is valuable, which is the Ode in Anishinaabe means your heart. So the Oda, Ode, Otewe Anishinaabe were the heart people. So they were responsible for the teachings and for ceremonies and all of that. And the Potawatomi are much. His interpretation is very similar to the story that I shared earlier about them, the Potawatomi Anishinaabe, Pudueane, to safekeep, or the fire keepers or the fire people. They were responsible for they were responsible for the sacred fire and the sovereignty of the Confederacy. And I would say this as well, just in terms of